Morning everyone, and welcome to this week's update. I hope that you and your families are all well and have had a fantastic week this week. So again, lots going on at school to update you on. I think first of all, I'd just like to say what a fantastic start it's been for just about every single student in school. I'm up and down the school from reception to year 11, walking it as much as I can, outside visiting people, and it is first of all lovely to see so many of you come and say hello, so thank you very much for that. It's always nice to say hello, but also when you visit the classrooms, just seeing how calm, how focused, how fun they are as well across the school in every year group. And the children have made such a fantastic start to school. It's been really, really pleasing to see. And just a couple of other things. First of all, on Wednesday evening in the primary, or Wednesday after school, I should say, in the primary, we are going to have a meeting with the Scouts, and we are going to try and get up and running with Zahia, a Scout troop, which is then located in the primary school. I know there is a massive waiting list for that. It's a real need, so we're really, really proud to be working with Zahia on that. So if you're interested in that or want to come and volunteer, then please do get in touch with the Scouts and they will let you know. And the second thing I want to just share with you is, as you know, I'm really proud of our school. I may have mentioned that. I love my job. I may have mentioned that. And one part of my job is to make sure that people notice us as a school. One of the things that frustrates me is how easy overlooked certain communities, certain schools can be. So I champion in that, and that's that idea around a voice to change the world. And it means us for an organisation, for a community. And what I wanted to say is that at the back end of last year, we applied to become a flexible working ambassador school. Now, what that means is fundamentally, we work and we try and look at staffing and try to make sure that we keep and retain the best staff possible in school. And that means we try and have some more flexible working arrangements. And that might be fractional working, or that might be allowing staff to work at home for certain parts of the days. But we've put loads and loads in place to make sure that we've got happy and brilliant staff, because fundamentally that's what we want for your children. Your children deserve the very, very best teachers. And we've realised that the more flexible we can be with staff, the better it is for children. And actually they achieve more, they're happier. We've got better staff retention rates and all of those things. And it's been nice, again, to be recognised that on a national stage. So we're one of only 12 schools in the country who have got this designation. We're the only school in the country who's got the designation for working with schools in disadvantaged areas, like ours, and we're really looking forward to going out and working with other schools. So I just wanted to share that fantastic news with you. We're also continuing our work with the free school meal campaign and making sure that everybody gets access to a free school meal. Continuing our work with Voice 21 and looking at oracy and holding national conferences at school. We're also hosting lots and lots of training and development courses at school, working with HLTAs to make sure that they're the best possible things to support your children. So we've got absolutely loads going on in a bigger picture, and the reputation of our school is just getting better and better. And thank you to everyone who is contributing to that, all the family, all the parents. It is, I think we're doing something really, really special here, and I'm really proud of it. So I'm going to break into the two separate ones now, one for secondary and one for primary. So thank you very much. Have a lovely weekend, everybody, and I shall speak to you again next week. So this is the secondary video, and what I wanted to speak today is just, again, this continued focus around self-regulation around school and in the classroom. So what I thought I'd do is just very, very gently just walk you through sort of like what an average experience for a student looks like day to day. I'm very aware my son is now in year 8. I get a grunt when he comes home from school when I ask him how his day was. That's about it, and that's doing well, really. So, when you say, oh, what was this lesson like? What's this lesson? What happens at break? Very, very little. Want to eat food, want to play football. That's generally what I can get from my son. So I thought I'd just very briefly just go through potentially just what the day looks like. So when students come into school, and they come in their separate gates. So we have a gate for year 7 or phase 3 on the small gate on Gibbet Street. Then we've got the main gate for phase 4, which is years 8 and 9. And then on Springhall Lane, we have got the gate for years 10 and 11, phase 5. They should come into school, they should have their equipment ready so we can check it, and they go straight to lesson at 8:20. So our lessons start at 8:20, and they're straight into lesson, and that's for about 2 hours. So the first 2 hours is a double lesson more often than not. Sometimes it's split, it just depends on what the timetable looks like. So at then 10:20, so that's when the first session finishes. At 10:20, then students make their own way and they go to either tutorial or they go on break time. So if you're in year 7, 9 or 11, they go on break time at 10:20, and that's when they can get a little bit of food if they want to. And again, all of this is around self-regulation. They take themselves out to break. In Year 7 have got an area at the front of school. Year 9 have got the AstroTurf to have break. In Year 11 have the back of the school. And the reason why we've separated the year groups out is it just makes it a little bit calmer and a little bit more friendlier for everybody, because they're then with their age groups. And that's based on what the students have asked for. And then Year 8 and Year 10 are in tutorial, or they're in assembly. So they have assembly once a week. They have tutor 4 times a week at that time. And that's when we look at delivering our character programme. It might be something around careers, it might be something around attitudes to learning, or it might be some revision sessions or some reading sessions. And we just make sure that students are getting that contact. And then it swaps. So then 7, 9 and 11, they go to tutorial or assembly at 10:40, and 8 and 10 go on to break. And then at 11 o'clock, the whole school moves. And this is, again, is why we want to promote self-regulation, because we want students to be able to move around the school in a calm and orderly way. And they do. They're absolutely brilliant. But at 11 o'clock, we've got 1,000 children moving from break or tutorial to their next lesson. So then at 11 to 12 o'clock, we've got a lesson, and everybody is in lesson. And then at 12 o'clock, lunch starts, and we have a break, we have a split again. So what we have is we have years 9 and 11 on lunch first of all. That's at 12 to 12:30. We then have, and then 7, 8 and 10 are in lesson. Then year 7 go to lunch, and they have a lunch on their own. And that's really important for us, especially this time of year where they're new into school. It just means it's a bit calmer for them. They're just with their friends, they're just with their year group. They can get to lunch really, really easily. We can check in on them okay. And all of the other year groups are in lesson. And then the third lunch is where years 8 and 10 go to lunch, and everybody's in lesson. So we've got this split lunch, and that's really important. So by 1:30, everybody is back into lesson, and then they have their lessons at the end of the day. And then at the end of the day, they get to leave via the gates. So each lesson then gets, we have a homework rota where staff will set homework appropriate to the students' learning. And that could be an online learning homework, or that could be an actual paper homework. It might be whatever the member of staff and the curriculum that they're delivering indicates. And at the end of the day, on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, obviously we've got the after school clubs, the intervention, which is going to be starting, and the Connect programme, which will be starting soon. And we're just getting all of the different ideas for enrichment and sporting activities throughout the day. Now, in and amongst this, we have different opportunities for student leaderships in the prefect team, which is in year 11. We have primary leaders who go down and support with the primary school and do some reading with them, and sport leaders, and all of these different leadership opportunities throughout the day. And what we're trying to promote is that idea, as I say, around students making positive choices for themselves. How do they keep themselves safe? Because, you know, with over 1,000 students, you've got millions of potential interactions every single day between them. And just trying to control all of those different individual actions is obviously an impossible task. So actually giving students the authority, the autonomy, the trust to make sure they're making positive choices and are supporting them in that and teaching them about that is really, really important. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a sort of like a snapshot. And if any of you ever want to come in and have a look at a school day running, you are more than welcome to. Please do contact us and we can arrange that. Okay, well, that's my door. I better go and get that. Thanks very much, everyone, and I'll speak to you again next week.